So, new van, new options, more space than the old van, and no pop-top roof. That meant solar panels. So if you've got important files on your computer that you want backed up securely online, you need Excel Cloud. Head over to excelcloud.uk now, enter the code GadgetJohn at checkout and get 20% off. Thing is, we didn't actually plan on fitting a solar panel this weekend. I put the 2 new batteries in, as you saw from my last vlog, just to give us more power for when we were needing it. But the whole concept really, we were doing wild camping, but moving around every day or two. So those batteries would provide enough power, and then when we drive them around, then the vehicle alternator charges the batteries. Don't need a solar panel. But I've been looking at reviews online, and I've been following a few on eBay. And then one night we were out with some friends celebrating a 40th birthday party, had a few beers, and up on my watch comes a reminder for the solar panel you're watching. And I was showing my friend, buying this solar panel, or looking at buying this solar panel, blah 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 blah, and showed him about it, and then that was it. He gave me the phone back, and there we go. 2 days later, the solar panel turned up. Either in my drunken stupor or his drunken stupor, one of us had ordered the solar panel kit. Now, fortunately, it was the really cheaper end of the solar panel kits I was watching. It was about 170 quid for the whole kit. That's the panel, the charge controller, all the brackets and everything else. So it came, well packaged, everything works, fully tested it. The only thing I'd say is the little bracket where you put the cables in that then enter the top of the van. Well, with these connections that are on there, there's no way you're ever going to get them through and tighten them up. So that meant either use their kind of second set of cables, the red and black ones, and then have a big swirl of cables up on the roof, or you cut the ends off. So I measured the cables that came actually soldered attached to the panel, and I've roughly figured out that it would reach all the way down to my battery inside. So that's what I did. Chopped the ends off, those special ends that they give you. Yeah, just chop them off. After all, it's just 2 wires, a plus and a minus. So I chopped them off and decided I'm just going to drill straight through. We basically got the panel ready, I prepped it, put it on the driveway, did some tests so it was producing really great voltage. Just on a day like today, clear sky, just put the panel flat on the deck, and pretty much most of it's in the sun, and it was 22 volts or something like that. So obviously I knew it was all working. So we then proceeded to put the brackets on the edge of it, and then we did a dry fit on the roof. Now we are using a Fiat Ducato, and unfortunately the roof is ridged. So you've got dink, 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 dink right across the roof. And this kit really is designed to fit an absolutely flat roof. So we had the problem of where to fit in between the ridges. The bracket where the cable goes in, so the little sort of like entry into the van bracket, we decided to cut away some of that so it fit the contour of the van properly. So where the cables come in, that's an absolute seal, no water getting in there. So the reason why we're having to change that bracket is the solar panel wire entry bracket, is because our panel van roof is ridged. So we've kind of got an entry point bracket which is about that much too wide to sit on the ridges. So what we're doing is contouring the underside of the bracket so it fits on the ridges, so when we put the sticker flex on, hopefully we should get a really good seal. However, the brackets for the actual panel, there are 6 of them, and we shuffled them in such a place where at least 50% of the brackets are over the high point of the ridges, the flat high point. So we figured we'd get a good bond with it. We use Sikaflex 521, I think, caravan bonding thing, which works fine. Everyone's recommended that one. And then proceeded to, you know, drill the hole in your roof. That was quite easy, just drill a hole. There are 2 skins of the roof. Unless I drilled it over a cross member or something, I don't know, but I had to drill through 2 metal skins. And I did it straight into the cupboard as well, so that, you know, the wires aren't on display unless you open the cupboard. So straight into the cupboard, and then I've routed the cables inside the cupboard, behind the cupboard a little bit, because the cupboard's on top of the fridge. There's no way to route behind that I could actually easily get to. I didn't want to start stripping it out, so we've kind of gone behind the cushions and then into the battery box with the 2 cables. And these 2 cables straight out of the panel reach straight into the solar controller, which is absolutely fantastic. I've used Sikaflex everywhere I can possibly think of, so the junction box where the cables come through, loads on around there, loads of the cable entry points, loads of Sikaflex there as well, so it's totally bonded and sealed. And I've also tried pulling the solar panel off the roof 24 hours after we fitted it, and although there's a very tiny movement in the Sikaflex, no way that's coming off the roof. So I'm quite confident that that's going to stay on there, and that's going to be there forever. So let's bring this back down to the fact that this was £170. It's a 150 watt solar panel, and its solar controller, cables and everything all came with the bracket fitting kit and everything. Sikaflex was about £9 for a big tub of that one, and then I just used the Dremel to cut, you know, the hole around the entry cable point so that fits the roof properly, and then basically just brought the cables in, wired it into the solar charge controller. I've wired the solar charge controller then into the fuse and my earth strap point with a 10 amp fuse, because it's not, I think it delivers around about, well, the solar controller is a 10 amp solar controller. The panel says it delivers around about 9 amps ish. So I figured a 10 amp fuse, so if it does decided to, you know, go over, it'll just blow the fuse and protect the circuit. So very happy and all. Not something we kind of ever thought we would do, but, you know, thanks to the 40th birthday party merriments, we now have solar panels anyway. So yeah, it's working away, it's charging, the battery's fully topped up, and then as soon as it's topped up it shuts off, so the solar controller then just shuts down, and obviously then as the battery voltage drops it tops it up again, so it's kind of like a trickle charge. So it seems to be working perfectly well. Without wanting to say it was easy, I mean, the fact we had a ridged roof, you know, brought it on its own challenges, but it was easy. If anyone's thinking of doing a solar panel installation, the worst part really would be if you've got a ridged roof that you've got to work out your, you know, your sticking down points. And then from that you've got to obviously drill through the roof of your van. There's pretty much no way around that one. Even if you put it on a roof rack, you've still got to drill through the roof of your van to put the cables through. And all these cable connectors and everything they give you, don't think about chopping them off. Don't worry about it. If you can get the vast majority of that cable from your panel inside the van, just rejoin it inside the van. It's only a 2.5mm cable. It's just got a lot of protection around it because they think you're going to use it on the outside of a vehicle. Whereas if you can get it like us, where you can get the vast majority of the cable inside, it's still just a 2.5mm cable on the inside. So you can use crimp connections to reconnect. You could use chocolate block connections, or in my case, if it's close enough, just wire straight into your solar controller, and then obviously wire straight out your solar charge controller into your battery. And that way then you've not got loads of connections all the way around your roof, and you've not got other things to worry about, getting damp in the joints and all that kind of stuff. Just chop them off, make it work for you. So I hope you found this useful. Please do remember my other videos on here about installing 12-volt electrics. Up there you'll find that one now, and then if you want the parts as well to go along with that installation, so if you want to know how to install it all, the little connector blocks, the fuse boxes and all that kind of stuff, there's a parts and price video where everything's listed, and you'll find that one up there now. So with those two videos and this one, that's a complete kit of putting 12 volts in a camper van, motorhome, RV, like maybe a canal boat or whatever, using solar power, 260 amp hour batteries, bank, all your 12 volts, the sockets, everything, that's all covered. So thanks for watching. Any questions, as usual, please ask in the comments box down below. You take care, happy camping travels, and I'll see you again on the next one. Thanks very much now, bye.